welcome to my tarot corner. So yesterday was a day with a lot of ups and downs for Trevor Coult. It started with an article about him and his battle with YouTube about his channel being demonetized in the Mirror, and there was a lot of backlash in the comments, and I received a lot of backlash for my comment, and I was actually misunderstood because I wrote a very positive comment for Trevor, and I don't know if someone answered me or answered the one who tried to criticize me, but then I received a very nasty comment back. Well, I got more than one, but one was someone that clearly didn't understand what I had said. Anyway, I tweeted the article, and then suddenly the article went off the website, and later it came up on the Sun's website, and very quickly it was taken down. And later that evening, Trevor had live, and he said that what he knows is that there was a lot of backlash and a lot of complaints, and because of that, the article went down. But he doesn't know who complained and who asked for the article to be taken down. So I'm going to go into that, and now I know that Daily Empress already had did a reading, more than one reading about this issue, or at least I know that she made more than one video about it. I did not watch her readings, so I didn't want to taint mine. But I do know that her readings were on point, at least that's what Trevor said yesterday. But I said yesterday that I intended to go into this, and this is why I'm doing the reading today. Maybe I will find some things that were not found by Daily Empress. Maybe some angles that she did not cover. So let's just dive into this and try to see some more angles. And I'm not going to do a Celtic cross because I know that Daily Empress does Celtic cross. So I'm going to do another spread. I'm going to do a spread that is called Enemy, and to see who tried to see who or to define who Trevor enemies are, who is the one or the people that are trying to take Trevor down, and why. And I'm using the Shadowland tarot because it is in the shadows, and it is another nefarious, or at least it is another dark themed deck. But it with a smiley twist. So just one moment. Okay, so before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true, so please do your own research and decide for yourself. So let's clear the deck. and start asking. So, Trevor Coult's enemy, what can we learn about him? How does he hurt others? How does privilege affected him or her or them? And Trevor enemies, whoever they are, their psychological status, the things they're hiding, the history of their animosity, how they hurt others, and Trevor especially. How privilege affected them, and what can we learn about Trevor's enemies and the future of this battle. Trevor Coult's enemies, how privilege affected them, psychological status, what are they hiding, how do they hurt others, and the history of their animosity and the future of this battle. Okay, so I'm not sure if the Daily Empress did a Celtic cross, but she usually does. So that's why I'm using another thread, trying to get another angle. So the first card is the significator card that will try to give us an overall picture of this this whole issue, this battle, the animosity. So the significator card here is the King of Wands. So whoever the enemy is, he is acting as the King of Wands. So this is the initiator, someone very egotistical, someone who knows how to start things but doesn't always knows how to take them all the way. Someone who gets angry very easily, someone who gets irritated very quickly. This is someone who loses interest in things that he does or she does very quickly. So starts things but then loses interest. As I said, egotistical, but gets angry very easily, very fast, and very impulsive. So that is the archetype of the enemy, and this is the archetype of this battle. So this battle is a battle of a lot of ego. There's a lot of ego involved in this battle, and this is a main reason why they cannot let Trevor keep on talking, because he injures this enemy's ego. Okay, so how privilege affected this enemy, and I specifically do not say who the enemy is, although most of us have a very good idea who the enemy is, but the spread is not a spread that I devised. It's a spread that was created by someone else, and this is a part of the spread. So this privilege could be not only Prince Harry, that could be people from Google, people from YouTube that had been raised with privilege, or that their stand or their ability to have a stand, or their let's say the fact that they can decide which channels will be monetized or not, or decide who to shut, whose channels to chat or shut or not, is making them privileged. So it gives them power. So this is about not only privilege, it's also about power. So how this power or privilege affected those enemies, and what we're getting is the Hierophant. Now here it's important that I will say once again that behind every Hierophant there is a devil looming. Now the Hierophant is the epitome of doing the right thing, and this is what they are, well, they are hiding behind. They are hiding behind this message of we are doing what is right, we are doing what we should be doing, this is the right thing to do. We are following the rules, we are following YouTube's terms and conditions, we are following Google's terms and conditions. We are doing the right thing. This is the right thing to do. We are only doing what we should be doing, and this is true for the newspapers as well. We got complaints, we had to take those articles down. This was the right thing to do. There were too many complaints, too many people complained, we had to do that. Or someone in the government complained, or someone called and complained, and we had to do that because that was the right thing to do. But as I'm always telling you, behind every Hierophant there is a devil, and the devil is there behind, and he is affecting them. And this is why it is about privilege, because when we're talking about privilege and we're talking about power, then it's not the Hierophant. The Hierophant is the mask. The Hierophant is just the outer mask that they are using to hide behind, because what is actually really affecting them is the devilish energy that is hiding behind the Hierophant. And this is a power struggle between good and bad, between evil and the evil forces and the good forces. So there are this is a power struggle, and they are caught between. I think that when I'm talking about the newspapers, they are caught between these evil forces and the good forces, and they just have to cave in because they don't know how to act. But this is about them trying to navigate their way, because they are trying to do the right thing. They are trying to act in the right way. But once again, the main force here is the devil that is behind the Hierophant, the devil that is masking himself as the Hierophant, because the privilege here is not the Hierophant. The privilege here is the devil that is masking himself as the Hierophant. And that is why we have here a Hierophant that has a mask on. As you can see here, this is not a Hierophant that, as we are used to see a Hierophant. He has a mask on, and this mask is a skull. So in this card we see a Hierophant that is wearing a skull mask. So this is giving us a hint about the devil that is looming behind this Hierophant. So I think that the privilege here is affected this enemy by the devil powers, that it's all of the bad things that the devil knows how to do, which is the addictions, which is the lies, the deceit, everything that we know about the devil, and it's all masked behind the Hierophant. So that enemy is coming to those newspapers and masking himself as this hierophant, as this person who says, this is the right thing to do, this is what you should be doing, because this, 1, 2, 3, these are the things that you should be doing. And but he's masking himself as someone who comes with good intentions, but actually that is not the right thing. That is not true. So the privilege here is them being able to mask those devilish intents or those devilish effects that they got from the privilege that they have. Okay, next card is how do they hurt others? And what we're getting here is the 10 of Pentacles. That is very, very telling. The 10 of Pentacles is usually a very good card. And when it comes in a bad place, it is badly aspected. And when it's badly aspected, it's bad. Because what it shows us is that they are using their very, very extensive material resources to hurt others. So these are people who have a lot of resources, and they are using those resources to hurt others. And when I'm talking about an enemy, that doesn't have to be one person, but whoever it is, they have a lot of resources. And this is a person who is over materialistic, but he's very much afraid of loss. He's very greedy and he's worried. He's worried and he's afraid of loss. He is so much afraid of loss that he will do whatever it takes to hurt others and to use his money to do whatever it takes to protect his own. So that is about protecting himself and protecting his family. And if you remember, the 10 of Pentacles is a family card usually. And here we have a tree, because this is about a family tree, and the tree represents the family. But once again, this is this is why I believe that the enemy here is Prince Harry, because I believe that he is using his money and his influence to protect his own family, whatever he thinks that he can do to protect himself, because he believes that when he protects himself, he protects his family, and his family, it's his own small family. He doesn't care about the royal family. He cares about his wife and his 2 children. So this is about him being afraid of losing this battle, the battle of the IPP status. I think that he believes that if the truth comes out about what he really did during when he was a soldier, then his IPP status he will never get that. And if the truth comes out about what kind of person he was with the veterans, then a lot of things that he was privileged to receive, he won't receive, and it will damage his future requests, his future demands. And he's there thinking that he's protecting his family. He wants those IPP statuses to get for his family. He thinks that this is the only way to protect his family. So I think that this is how he hurts people. He uses his money to hurt people. He finds ways to use his money to influence other influential people to hurt others. Okay, so what is the history of this whole battle, or the history of Harry and his or those enemies that are coming against Trevor. And what I'm getting here is the moon. So the moon is a very difficult card. It's a card of a lot of mental health problems. It's a mother card, and it is a card of it is a card of people who are suffering from mental health difficulties. Now, I'm not only talking about Trevor himself has his own mental health problems, and this is not something that connects here. But although this card shows that everyone that is part of the history of this battle has problems. So Trevor himself has his battle with mental health, but it shows that Harry, probably because the moon card shows a person who has very, very deep mental health problems that are connected to his mother. This is the history of this person. A person who has very, very deep psychological problems that are connected to his mother. A person that is unable to disconnect from his mother, and this is why he thinks that his wife is the reincarnation of his mother. He is actually married to his mother. So this is a person who really needs urgent psychological treatment, but the right kind of psychological treatment, which he's not getting right now. So he is staying in his comfort zone. He's confused. He's afraid to take initiative. He's procrastinating. He's very unstable. He's depressed. So this is the history of Harry, and all these cards are showing more and more that Harry is the one that is behind this battle of YouTube and everyone that is fighting against Trevor. Okay, so what is Harry or whoever it is that is against Trevor hiding? And what I'm getting here is the sun. Now, it's funny because when I studied tarot, and my teacher said that if the moon and the sun are coming up in the same reading, this means that this person is a person that needs hospitalization. He is in such a dire state of mental health. This is a person that is in a terrible, terrible, terrible mental health problem. And this is what he's hiding, because this is the moon and the sun this is the mother and this is the father. So he has not only problem with his mother, is also having problem with his father. Now the sun is badly aspected because it is a card that comes right after the moon. So both of these cards are badly aspected, and it just shows how deranged he is, how difficult his situation is in mental health. And it's not new. It just shows us how terrible his situation is. And it shows that he is, he's immature, he's unable to, he's very egotistical, which we already got it with the King of Wands. So the Sun card also shows us a person that is very egotistical, very self-concentrated, but also his problems are not only around his mother, but also around his father. And these two cards together are showing us a person that is very, very, very deranged and in very bad mental health situation. So this is, as my teacher used to say, when you get both of these cards together, this is urgent mental health therapy, if not hospitalization. Okay, so this is what he's hiding. He's hiding how dire his mental health problems are. So he's pretending to tell us that he's getting better, that he is working on it, that that he's going through therapy and that his therapy is helping him, but that's not true. That's not true. He is in a very difficult position, and his mental health is, well, it's terrible. Okay, so now we're getting to the psychological status, okay? And his psychological status is the Seven of Pentacles, which is disappointment from reality. So we can see here that those pentacles became these carnivorous plants. I think that this is what it is. And if we're trying to imagine Harry standing in this field full of carnivorous plants, when he came to water these plants and to come and pick up pentacles, and this is what he found. So his psychological status is a disappointment after being in therapy for so long and not getting ahead, not getting to any better place. This is a person that is disappointed from reality. But when we get the Seven of Pentacles, it says that he actually is willing to get to the truth. He actually is willing to find a way to better his situation. Now, whether he is or not, I'm not sure, because this card is badly aspected after both the moon and the sun that came together, that show a very difficult mental health status. So I'm not so sure that he is willing to get to the truth. And this card only shows, once again, fear of failure and avoidance, and a person that is standing in one place because he's unable to move forward, a person that is making all of the bad choices, and he is right now paying the price for all of his mistakes, all of his past mistakes. So this is his psychological status. So his psychological status is disappointing, especially after the money that he paid for such a long psychological treatment and so many therapies that he went through, and he is not going forward. He is not getting better. So his psychological status is in a very bad state. So what can we see for the future of this battle? And the future of this battle is the Emperor, and it came in the reverse. So the Emperor is the person that is controlling the material world. This is the king, this is the father, this is the person that, this is the person that really does control everything, authoritative, very administrative. And it came in the reverse, which shows that once again, fear of losing. It once again shows difficulty in anger management. A person that is a perfectionist, a person that is immature, actually a chauvinistic person, and a person that has difficulties in expressing emotions. So if we're looking at the future, we see that Harry, if it's Harry, and probably it is Harry because this whole reading is crying Harry, is not going to get better, and probably because he wants to become the emperor, he wants to be able to be this person that is authoritative. He wants to have these high administrative skills. He wants to control the material world. He actually wants to become the king. He wants to be the one who replaces his brother, but he won't be able to, because he lacks the ability, he lacks the talent, and he has all of the bad attributes. He is unable to. He's afraid of life, so he cannot manage his anger. So he is unable to become the emperor, and it's only going to get deteriorated from here onwards. So I cannot tell you whether or not Trevor is going to win this battle or not from this spread, but I can tell you that Harry is not going to get any better. And his ability to become the emperor, his ability to control the material world is only going to get worse. Is not, and his ability to tell people or to control control newspapers and to tell people, give money to people to tell them to hurt others, is going to be diminished. So his mental health problems will probably get worse and worse until he will probably have a mental health breakdown. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do another tarot reading. I'm going to do an SOS reading, and I'm going to ask if Trevor is dealing correctly with his battle with YouTube, because I have done a reading about this before, and I did get the answer that I believe that Trevor should open a Patreon account, as many other YouTube creators do, even without being demonetized. I mean, you don't have to be demonetized to have a Patreon account. And but I think that this would be a better way for him to get his revenue without asking people to contribute to his PayPal account. So let's just clear the deck once again. And this is going to be an SOS reading. So is Trevor dealing correctly with his battle against YouTube for monetizing his YouTube channel? Is Trevor dealing correctly with his battle against YouTube for monetizing his YouTube channel? So it's going to be just cutting once and taking 3 cards. The answer is in the middle card. And the answer is Five of Wands. Five of Wands is a card that speaks about being able to reach the victory, but asking for help. And help is unconventional help. So what kind of unconventional help? That is only Trevor can tell. But this is not lawyers. This is not people that usually you ask for help for in these cases. This is someone who can help him in an unconventional way. So let's see if the cards on the side give us more information. And here we got the Queen of Cups. It came in the upside down, but it doesn't really matter. The Queen of Cups is a card that speaks about being adventurous, so being willing to destroy in order to rebuild. And she's looking at the Five of Wands. So this is a card of someone who is calling Trevor to be adventurous, to do things that are, well, to get out of his comfort zone, do things that he's not used to. And on the other side, we get the Five of Swords, which is another five. And this is a card that is telling Trevor to be active and to get off the fence, not to wait for YouTube to do things. So both of these cards, and it's interesting that we're getting both of these cards, and I just had both of these cards coming in a different reading that I did. These cards are mirroring one another, but they are similar in one aspect, but they are different. The Five of Swords is a card that tells Trevor to be active, to not to wait for others to do the work for him, but to do it himself. And the Five of Wands is telling him to ask for unconventional help in order to win this battle. And this Queen of Cups is telling him to not to be afraid to make adventurous steps, and not to be afraid to even destroy things in order to rebuild. Now, I'm not telling Trevor to close his current channel in order to open a new one. He already did that. That is not something that is working. I do believe that looking for another avenue like Patreon is going to help him, at least for at least a short span of time, at least financially. But in order to win this battle against YouTube, he will have to find some kind of unconventional help. So I don't know what kind of help, but I'm sure that Trevor has ideas. And I know that Trevor is not sitting on the fence. He is being very active. So this card is only telling him to go on doing that, go on doing what he is already doing. Okay, so that is the tarot. And the oracle card is a wisdom card, the Witch's Wisdom. And so let's see if we can get some wisdom for Trevor. Okay, so let's clear the deck. Just once more. Okay. Wisdom for Trevor on his battle against YouTube. Wisdom for Trevor on his battle against YouTube. watchtower of the West. Let's see what it means. So here's the advice for Trevor. Look deep within to determine what really matters. The old ways that you viewed yourself and others are falling away. Don't let your sensitivity get the better of you. Time for some peace and inner work. Time for you. Okay, so this is the message for Trevor. I hope you liked this reading, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye.